Awesome. Well, we can just jump in. I think today could be a little bit shorter unless people have a lot of questions. I mean, we're just going to focus on smart fields and workflows. And Dakota, do you want to talk through what types of workflows? Do you want to just talk through approval
Yeah,
workflows? Do you want to talk through, I don't know, what do you want to do?
great question. I was thinking that since we do have kind of a smaller subsect of things today, let's spend a little bit of time on approval, but then also look at our system workflows a little bit.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, thank you all for taking the time today. Quick wave introductions. I'm Zach Kinsey, head of sales here at Concord. Been with Concord a little over 10 years now, and happy to be walking through the system today on the webinar. Dakota, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Dakota. I'm a product manager here at Concord. And so I'm your guy for feedback, feature requests, things like that, with the app itself, to help kind of get make sure the app is growing in a direction that helps y'all.
Absolutely. Vanessa is not here today, although she may be joining some future webinars, but she is on other calls. I do just want to bring up one more time. We've had a few customers take advantage of this. So we are going to Legal Week 2026 in New York City. This is March 9th through the 12th. We have a booth there. I will be in attendance. If you are interested in getting into the event, we do have free passes for some of our customers, so or prospects or anybody. We have some free passes. So feel free to reach out to one of us and we'd be happy to get you access to the event. So just let us know. We're kind of coming into event season. I'll be at an event next week in Colorado. And then yeah, we're just kind of starting our legal events for the year. So we're excited. Let's go ahead and jump into Concord here. This is the system. Hopefully you all are familiar with it. I'm in Horizon right now. Obviously your system might look a little bit different if you're in Concord Classic, but I'm in Horizon. As far as creating different fields and things, I'll talk about both places where that's available. If you are in, I clicked the wrong button. If you're in Classic, let's go back there really quickly. You're going to be able to get to all of these automations through the little lightning bolt here. So if I click automations, I've got smart fields, I've got workflows, the things we're going to be talking about today. So just click on that little lightning bolt to get into them. I'm actually going to work in this, but if you're in Horizon, then it's click the wrong button again. Let me. There we go. Here we go. Horizon. There we go. So if you're in Horizon, you click on this the little gear icon. You go to Settings, and then you're going to be able to get to those different things as well. So I've got my workflows, I've got my smart fields. So we just have them in a different place here. I know we're about to release like the new view for settings in Horizon. We're going to make it full screen, which I've been really excited that we're about there. So we'll get there quickly. They can see the agents now, Dakota. Oh no,
I know, very exciting.
we have a very exciting release coming soon, which I'll be doing a webinar on probably in 2 weeks. So get excited for AI agents because they are in Concord and they're coming soon. Cool. Let's go ahead and jump back into Classic just so I can show you in full screen. I think it'll be a little bit easier to see. Um, so as far as smart fields go, the idea behind the smart field in the system is to be able to create these standard data fields that you can then insert into your templates and you can take actions off of those fields. When it comes to creating a smart field in the system, there's really only two options. There's a text field and a number field. Um, Sometimes we'll have customers who say like, hey, I want to do a date field, which by the way, we have a request in to have a specific date field as a smart field, but not there yet. But I would recommend doing that as a text field because if you put like slashes into the number, it's not going to work. So always just kind of one quick tip there. But you'll set up all your different smart fields in the system here of whatever you need to put into your template or document. And then once you're inside of the template or document itself, just like this, I'm going to come down to this employment agreement. We've got the template here, and then I've got my smart fields that I can insert. So I can choose first who needs to fill them out. So external, internal, and anyone. So I'm just going to go any internal user because I know someone from my team will need to fill this out before, we get that completed. And then down under Smart Field, I have all the different field options here. So if I want to put in, contact name, effective dates, we're going to use this contract value field. So I'll go ahead and just put this here. Let me move it real quick. There we go. So I'll go ahead and set that up inside the template itself. And then with this contract value field, I can then create, in this case, a conditional workflow. So I'll just show you how to do that really quick here. We go down into our approvals. We're going to set an approval. We have our standard like company-wide approval options here, but if I click on custom, add step, then I can go into this conditional step. So I can now come in and say, hey, if contract value is over 10,000, then so I have it set to greater or equal to. If it's greater or equal to 10,000, then I want to get approval from the executive team and the finance team. Okay. And I can also choose if I want all of them to have to approve it, or if I just want one person from each of those teams to need to approve that. So in this case, I'm going to say anyone. And then that's pretty much it. I could also add another step. So I could say, hey, once they've approved it because it's over this amount, then I'm also going to have that go to someone else. And so I can add another condition if I wanted to, like another field option, whatever. Or I can add a whole new step, which would say, okay, now once they're done, then we're going to get the approval from, the deal desk or the sales team or whoever, which is maybe our standard approval process. So we've just created a conditional workflow based on the amount of the contract. So that's pretty much how to do it there. So now I just click on save. And so now when I'm creating this draft, I'm going to come in here and click start draft in the system. I'm going to fill out my fields here. And then I'm going to put in 15,000 for the amount, and I'll save it. So now when I refresh this, didn't trigger yet. Maybe it'll take a second. Oh, it did add them here. So that did actually work. It added them to the document based on the trigger. And so I've gone ahead and just requested them to come in and approve that. So that's pretty much how you do it. Created the field, added the workflow automatically, and then we're ready to go. So I didn't come in and have to manually add that. It just added that because of the condition on the document. It's pretty cool. We have a lot of customers that actually use that. So yeah, let us know if you have questions on that. That is kind of I know not something that probably everyone is going to use, but it could be useful, especially if you're doing like, you know, budget contract. Maybe you need like a budget approval workflow, or maybe it is for like a vendor contract workflow or sales workflow. Those are some places where we see that get used quite often. Another one is we have some customers that like to do like a contract intake form. So it's basically like a form that they have in Concord where they ask a bunch of questions for like a new vendor or a budget approval. And in that form, they'll have all these different fields, like what's the liability cap, what's the insurance amount, what's the contract value. And based on those fields, then they have the conditional workflow as well. So there's just lots of different things you could do with that.
Hmm.
Dakota, any thoughts there?
Yeah, I also met this week with a HR team that's using this for all of their hiring paperwork. That's a really common use case if you need internal leadership approvals on new hires, or you need finances approval on salary negotiation, things like that. This can be a pretty powerful tool. We've got a question here. If you use one smart field for particular data, such as the date multiple times throughout the doc, will the info you enter in one populate in all the others? Yes. Um, so then they followed on and said, we may have several spots where the date is required, but the date would need to be different for each section. Yeah, so that's not uncommon. What we would do is create more than one smart field. So if you populate the same smart field each time, it will be the same information. But if you need different types of dates or different dates in different areas, then we can have more than one type of date field dragged in.
Yep. That's probably the way to do it is just have like the type of date that you're putting in there, maybe name it something different if they are really different dates, different types of dates. So that'd be the easy way to do it for sure.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And one other thing to add to also help us transition into the second type of workflows in Concord is for those of y'all who have showed up. I see some names here who have been to a few of our recent webinars. We've talked a lot about properties in recent webinars as well as our smart fields. And so, just a quick reminder, the smart fields are the data and the fields within your document. And so those are things that we can use for our approval workflows, and their document content, whereas our properties is going to be about the document. They live in the summary panel only and are going to be metadata, and that's what applies to our system workflows that we can take a look at next.
Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, let's jump over into system workflows here. I'm going to go back into my automations panel real quick, and I'm just going to go to these workflows here. So we just call them workflows. So the idea behind these workflows is to be able to create like a trigger or action based on something in the system. So for example, I want to automatically move a document that comes into the tool to a specific folder. Or when I have a specific criteria met, I want to invite a certain team to the document so they can review it. Those are the types of things that we currently have the workflow set up to do. We do plan to expand the different triggers in the future, but for right now, we just have a few options. So let me just show you one here really quickly. So this is a legal review workflow, and the description here is this routes documents requiring legal review to the appropriate team. So the field that we have here, this is actually one of our custom properties. If this requires legal review and it's set to yes, then that's going to automatically do something, right? The other thing is so this is an and, so this requires legal review and the compliance status is non-compliant or under review, then it's going to do a few things. It's going to invite these people to review it as editors. It's going to also invite this person to review it as an editor, and it's going to move it into the procurement contracts folder. So as you can see, you do kind of an if then, you take a trigger, you figure out what that needs to be. So with the conditional approval workflows, we're adding people to approve it based on something in the document. This is similar to that. It's a little bit different because you can do more than just invite people to review, to approve. You can also invite them to review. You can add a specific property to the document if those criteria are met. You can extract the property with our new extraction, and you can also move it to a folder. So I will quickly talk about extract this property. This is what I was talking about with the agents right now that are in beta. We will have the new custom AI extraction feature released very soon. And what that feature does is you can basically tell it, okay, if document type is this, then we want to extract out these different fields. And so a lot of our customers have been saying, hey, the standard things that you're extracting now are great, but there's some additional things we want the system to automatically pull out for us. That's the idea. That's the idea behind that feature is to be able to pull out whatever you want. Um, but as you can see, the custom or the system-wide workflows are great because you can just move to different things, add different properties. Dakota, where have you seen people using this? Like, what's the
Yeah.
most common place?
So I see it in my day-to-day most common in two use cases. Whenever we're getting kind of doing a new onboarding and getting someone set up, this is a really easy way to build good habits out of the beginning. And so instead of making or asking your teammates to go through and assign five or six different custom properties, we can set up workflows that based on one property, we're adding new ones to the field, or we're adding new ones, we're setting different custom properties, and you can get pretty advanced with the if then there. The other big one is that I've been seeing a lot lately with people who have been Concord customers for a long time, and are going back through and kind of reconfiguring their accounts to work better with our properties or with other new functionality. And they're going in and setting up some of either the inviting new teammates to documents, or going in and adding these properties, workflows, so that they can then go back through and reduce the amount of manual steps in moving things around, in kind of reconfiguring their account. Because as time changes and organizations have different contract owners move through the org, you may want to go ahead and move your folder structure. And this can be a really good way to do that, where you can bulk set custom properties and assign things to new folders based on the content of the document. So we've seen a lot of that, and we're also really excited to now be able to pair this here in the next few weeks with the AI extraction so you can automate it fully, whereas right now you are having to manually do that trigger action to kick off the property or to
Yep.
kick off the workflow. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have webinars on that probably in 2 weeks. We
Mhm.
have it in beta right now, and we're close to where we can start really showing it. We have a couple of customers actually testing it, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think those are the main things when it comes to workflows that I wanted to cover today. I know we're a little bit, we didn't go the full time, but if you have questions, let us know. Otherwise, happy to give you some time back today. Um, and if you have any topic suggestions, we are always welcoming those. So feel free to let us know what topics you'd like us to cover, what parts of the system we can cover, and we're happy to do that as well. And there's a lot of changes happening here at Concord. We're just about to release a whole lot of things, especially in Horizon. So the AI agents are coming out soon, the automatic extraction for custom properties, amongst many other things. So a lot of exciting stuff going on here. If there's nothing else, Dakota, you good? Anything else you want to add?
No, I'd just say if you're looking at setting up new workflows, or if you want to kind of rethink any of your existing workflows or approvals and you're getting stuck, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help kind of talk you through that. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled for custom properties coming out real soon. Oh,
Uh,
and we've got a question about Legal Week. Let's see, can we pull that slide back up?
yeah, you,
Oh,
you can just send
perfect.
it there. I just put it into there, but I can also, yeah, you can. So just send it to myself or Vanessa. Just either one of us is fine, or even support at Concord.app. Any of that. Just get a hold of us, and we'll get you in touch with Alice, who is she's on this call, and she's in charge of the events at Concord. So yeah, happy to get you access.
Yeah. And then we've also got a question about the recordings. So all of our recordings go on our YouTube channel. So they're available usually on Fridays. It takes some time for everything to render. And then since we do this webinar twice, if they're pretty similar, we just choose one that goes up. But sometimes our Wednesday and Thursdays are different based on how questions go. But Fridays on if you search Concord CLM in YouTube, where the top thing that pops up.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you all for your time. Have a good rest of your day. Happy Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.